So this is going to be a tutorial on joints in Fusion 360. So they're over here, the joints, as-built joints and joints, and also contact sets. Now, it's not going to be... There was a friend of mine in a class that I'm in who has a question about making weird things. And so we're going to try to make some weird things. And so this is with the contact sets. Now the cool thing about contact sets, which I can go, this one actually doesn't have any contact sets enabled, but right click on this, animate model, and it's like a train moving back and forth. And so these are all linked together. So where this is a circular revolve, moving this component around that point, and then this is a circular revolve following that point, that is a circular revolve following that point, and then this whole shape is moving back and forth over here. So then I have this thing, hide that, actually, we're going to go back on the timeline some. Nope. Nope. Okay, great. So I have this, and it works. I can go over here and animate model, and it actually turns, and it keeps on turning. The little, see how it's stuttering? The other one was a little bit more clear. That's because the computer actually has to calculate how it's hitting. It's a physics simulator, so it's simulating the physics. And you know it works because it's moving and you can see it working, even though it's hard on it. So what I ended up doing was I went, let's go to the future. So this is the timeline down here. It is so cool because I can go all the way back here to a point before where I created anything else. And I can change this. And then it all applies downstream. Now that can be bad, as I can point out. And no, yes. See the yellow bits? That's where it's broken, because I changed something in the past. So it's like time travel. You gotta be really careful when you time travel. Anyway, time traveling here is not that bad. So I can go over to, we'll do this one. And right click, animate model. And yeah, it's getting it, but then you can see it's not quite hitting that one. So the way that I did this, these are all components, so they're all separate components, and then this bottom piece is a base. And I'm going to go ahead and delete all of the joints. Joints are all deleted. Contact sets are disabled. So right now, none of this stuff moves. Like I can click on a point and I can move it, but it doesn't really move. So part of our problem is that this piece is not hitting that one correctly, but that's because this is just like a copy and I moved it over there. So we need to change this into something else to make it work right. So we made our things. I can go over making that in a second. I'm trying to make this a short video. I previously recorded something that was like 40 minutes. So I'm doing this again. Try to make it as short as I can. But so we want to have these pieces where they can revolve. So our goal here is just to make them move in the program. So we'll do as-built joint. Joint will work too, but joints are whenever you have something, they're all separate pieces. So if an as-built joint doesn't move anything, so if I capture position and I do an as-built joint with this and a revolve, it's going to revolve around that point, and we don't want that. So undo this and assemble as-built joint. So this piece and the base, which the base is set as ground, and then the central point, we'll put it here. So it's turning around that point. Okay. So then we want to do this one. Assemble as built joint here, and central point there. So now if I right click on this and I go to animate model, it doesn't run. There are ways that you can link them together. So you can do some math and you can do some joint limits and you can do all this other kind of stuff, or you can let the computer do all the work. Enable contact sets, and then new contact set between this one and this one. Okay. So we'll right click on this and animate model. And then now that freaked out because for some reason, oh, okay. It knocked it out of the way pretty much. So now we need to make a, this was just free floating. So this can move. Oh, this is cool. Okay, wait. You can use this as a, oh, come on. It's like a game. Come on, come down here. Because pretty much physics are enabled. Breaking my computer. Come on. Oh, dang it. Oh gosh, I'm getting distracted. There we go. Yeah, you got it. It's having to simulate everything that I'm doing. It's just not liking it. So then this, simulating that too. It's better if you let it drive it. But I mean, you can just click it and drag it. See? Now it's a complicated bit, so it's having a hard time moving. So, hey. This is actually, in many ways, a one-way gear because I can only go that way. If you try to drive this one, set positions. Let's see, we'll animate this one. I'm getting really distracted. Come on, animate model. Hey, this solves a problem for someone else too. It's a one-way gear. It can't go both ways. So then if you go over here and you do, oh gosh, yes, animate model. It moved that. It's only one direction. So a hint for the person who had the wings, you're winding it up and it's going, and then they're moving the wings. It won't go, which, well, let's see if it goes this way. It just stops it. But this is just an example. Oh yeah, there we go. See, it's click, 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 not going. Go this way. Click, 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 not going. Click on this, and that turns. Anyway, see how this moved? Oh gosh. I didn't know it did this. I had no clue that you could just like move things around as long as it's a component. So these are connected, and because they're connected, whenever I bring it underneath it, it's like, no, I can't move that way, so you can't do that. Anyway, okay, I need to, no, revert. All right, and then assemble as built joint here, that guy here, and now these are all connected. And we're seeing our problem because even though we can drive this, it doesn't hit that. So we want to edit that. I'm going to take a break from this because I redid the video because it like messed up. And if the person who I told about this, if you want to know more about how I made this, I will gladly do like a tutorial, hopefully one with better gears. But now that I know more of the shapes that are working, you can actually see some of the principles. Like you have a cutout that matches that. You have this shape, something for it to hit, and it's going, and there are ways that you can make your elongated weird thing. It froze. Yeah. So I'm going to end it here, and feel free to ask any questions if you have any. If someone random finds this video on the internet, I'm not going to share it, but you can comment or whatever, and I can try to answer questions. But this is definitely like the weirder side of Fusion. Yeah, the oddness.